If I had asked you before 2020 if you had heard of supply chain management, you might have said no. After all the shortages and all the headlines we saw in 2020, we all learned more about how critical supply chains are. Perhaps you saw these supply chain headlines with cars, toilet paper, food, plastic, vaccines, and even the supply chain as a whole. We're reading now about container ships stuck in the Suez Canal that's causing hundreds of other container ships to reroute or to wait for the canal to clear. What'll be the next supply chain headline? The U.S. supply chain contains 37% of all jobs, employing 44 million people. Why not explore and plan for a supply chain management career instead of falling into it later? First, let's describe what supply chain management is. Did you ever think about where that favorite pair of jeans comes from? Let's talk about its supply chain. Supply Chain Dive created this infographic to illustrate one product's supply chain, jeans. Jeans represent a $60 billion annual industry, and more than 1 billion pairs of jeans are made each year. This part of the infographic shows the supply chain flow from cotton to production to sale. Simply stated, the movement of materials for jeans starts with the raw material of cotton, then the woven fabric, then the manufacture of jeans. Next, they are warehoused until they are sold in a store or online. This image reminds us of the logistics, the movement of the finished goods from different suppliers to their customers, and how transportation can vary based on cost and required delivery speed. All of the steps in the jeans supply chain and in any supply chain require people to manage the movement of the materials and the sharing of the information between the supply chain partners. Here are just a few. Perhaps you are a buyer, making sure that the cotton to make the fabric for the jeans is available for production to start to produce those when they're needed. Perhaps you're an inventory planner, making sure that the amount of materials, whether raw materials, work in progress, or finished goods, is available, again, to meet customer demand. Perhaps you're a transportation manager, making sure that those raw materials arrive when they're needed to your factory, or on the other end, making sure that the finished goods are shipped out on time to be received by your customers. Perhaps you work in data analytics, taking all the information from those different suppliers and your customers and your own operations to better understand how your process is working and where you can derive increased efficiencies. These careers are all part of the supply chain. This field is growing, and it will continue to grow because we all need stuff, and that stuff needs to flow through the manufacturing process to be delivered to us. How can CLC help you in a supply chain management career? There are a few pathways. Perhaps you are thinking of going into the workforce right out of school or are already in the workforce and would like to learn more about the field that you're working in or differentiate yourself from others in your company. Introduction to Supply Chain Management Certificate is only 5 classes. It's available online or in person and will give you an introduction to supply chain credential. You can build on that Intro to Supply Chain Management Certificate by taking advanced supply chain courses to earn your 10-class Advanced Supply Chain Management Certificate. Again, taking classes either face-to-face or online. CLC's associate degree in supply chain management builds on that advanced supply chain management certificate. You would take 10 additional classes in general business or general courses to complete approximately 60 credits for that Associate of Applied Science in Supply Chain Management. It's still available online or in person at CLC. We even have transfer agreements with local universities where all of the classes from your associate in supply chain will transfer into a business degree at those institutions. For more information, check out the CLC Supply Chain Management website, www.clcillinois.edu/scm.